Welcome back to Raw, Restoring Awesome Warriors. I'm Jackie H., your host, and I have here my co-host Gail Barron, the judge, and we're back for another episode just to talk to you. Gail, how you doing?
Well,
You well?
well,
Okay,
yeah.
you looking all pretty. What you dress up for? What you doing today?
For the people.
For the people? Okay, I thought you were going to tell me for your husband. Okay, but
Yeah.
you don't went to the people.
Yeah.
You just keep changing
No,
on
I
me.
would do something different if
You
it
do
was
something
for
different?
him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's going to lead us into what we're going to talk about today, all right? We always try to pick up a subject or a session, have a session on what we've been through and just sharing our personal lives. How long you been married now?
37 this past March the 19th.
Wow, congratulations. I was married for over 21 years. And I lost my husband in 21, but relationships after
Yeah.
relationship, and then finally got married. So I think we qualified a little bit to talk on something about relationships. Okay.
Sure. It's not what to do.
Okay. Well,
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah, we're gonna tell you what to do and what not to do because we have a lot of what not to do. Because we actually blood sisters, and so we covered each other a lot in foolishness in our relationship. So we're gonna talk about it all. We're not ashamed to talk about it. So I just wanted to name this, if I had a title, how to keep the relationship alive, how to keep the fire burning. Regardless if that's a intimate relationship, your working relationship, your friend relationship, whatever you're in, you have to work it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get in things and after we get into it, we don't put no effort. It's like, okay, I met you, or we now together, now what? Well, whatever it took to get you, sometimes you have to keep up or probably more. Yeah, I don't know how you feel about it. I'm just saying, sometimes you get lazy in the relationship.
True.
And then you wondering what happened. And sometimes it's just putting the spark back. You just start existing now. You're not living no more.
That's if you started on the spark.
Well, that's why I say we're going to talk how you met, right? So I met running from another person. So that was already what it was, right? But you can still make something of it if that's what you choose.
Right.
You could stay in that, well, we just met over this, or but I chose to stay.
Right.
I chose to stay with you every other year telling me what I wasn't doing. but all
you
jokes,
disobedient.
I was disobedient. Well, I wasn't, this is all honesty, I wasn't looking for a relationship. So let's back up. We're telling you how to keep it going, but it depends on how you got into it.
Right.
So I met my husband that I didn't even know that he liked me. Like that was, I met over music. I met over doing something that I love to do. It wasn't nothing about a relationship because I'm just was recovering from being, I don't even know what you call that, but that, so I wasn't looking for a relationship. So do you think it matters how you start, how you got into it? What was the reason?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because like you said, you was running.
Yeah.
So it wasn't from a pure place.
And we had fun. Because I was running, and I think he was running too, or whatever it was, but we had fun. I didn't know that wasn't the real life.
Right.
So every weekend, you laughing because you know the story. Every weekend, we went away. Friday when he get off of work, I worked night, so I was off Thursday night. After I got off Thursday night and Friday morning, we just stayed out the whole weekend. And I thought this was our life. I thought this was fun. It was getting me away from my problems, whatever. But Gail, I didn't realize we was doing that because we had issues. It wasn't who we were. He wasn't even an outgoing person. He was running because him and his brother had lost their house. And they had to find another house to be together. And because he didn't want to be there, this was where our weekends came in, just go out and have fun. And I thought that was his life.
Did you talk?
Well, we talked about having fun. I told you I wasn't looking for nobody. So it wasn't nothing to talk about. Like, not serious. It wasn't nothing for me to talk about.
So you were never friends?
Yes, but our friendship wasn't that. He talked about the problems he had and why he was, mad at his brother at that time for what, they was going through. So we talked friendship like that, but most of our talk was music. So that's what we had in common.
And so your topic today
is how to keep your relationship alive and make it fun or whatever. But when you met off of different stuff, now you got to find what is the real fun, because he didn't like staying out. Once we got our place together, we didn't go out no more.
Oh, I thought you said, how do you keep the music playing?
We're gonna get to that, but how you keep the music playing when you're not?
You ain't catch me.
Yeah, well, that music ended. Shoot. How you see now you're gonna get me in trouble. Okay, how did you meet? How did you and your husband meet?
Something simple. Staying at Darling's during the summer. And
that's your sister house?
My other sister, and him and a group of guys come from the playground playing ball, and he asked my neighbor for some water, and she said no. So I asked him, "Do you want some water for real?" He said yes, and I went and got the water.
Was you flirting, or you was really serious about getting them water?
I was serious.
Gail, I know you. Come on now. You was actually seriously wanted to know if he wanted some water? Yeah, was it his shorts? Or he tall? Yeah. What was, or you saw all that in the water?
I saw all that.
So you met off for really feeling something. It wasn't just hooking up or just, you know what I'm saying? I was into music, so mine wasn't the same. Meeting someone that I like. I met someone, I liked the music part. I wasn't looking at him. You was actually looking at him.
That first night, I don't even know. I just was being neighborly. I gave him a glass of water.
Okay, so
how it turned, I don't know.
You just kept on giving water?
I didn't give no more water, but it turned into a friendship. And
so what did you have in common? You said
nothing.
You come nothing? What was your friends over?
We just started hanging out and doing different things.
So what did you have in common when you hung up? What did you do?
Whatever.
Y'all went to a lot of amusement parks. I remember the amusement parks.
We did a lot of things, but because he was interesting, I was a church girl. So any and everything he did
was just exciting.
It was exciting, and we had fun.
Okay. That's another subject for another time, the church girl and the bad boy. Or, I don't even know what you want to name that, but okay, I get you. So did you find stuff after you, say like 5 or 6 years, did you find something that you still had in common?
5 and 6 years.
So when you met him, you didn't get married right away?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
So when did it turn that this became your husband?
Well,
because we're going to try to see how we're going to keep whatever we're going to keep in the relationship, but it had to you have to start off with how it started so we could know what to put back in it.
how he became my husband was after my second pregnancy.
Oh, okay. So you was dancing by the music. Okay. So because of your religion, you got married.
Right.
So if it wasn't for religion, is he someone that you, as of today, is that someone you would have married or no?
You asking me in retrospect?
Yeah,
Or
back then, no.
back then, no.
But he was your friend.
He was my friend.
That's
But
all he was good for, just being a friend.
just my friend, because
Okay.
in my mind, I thought of responsibility.
Mhm.
I thought of uh, just a type of person that you will want to share the rest of your life with.
And that was
And
at what age that you thought like that? No, because I think women
it
sometimes
was,
thinks more
yeah, I believe that we was
Matured-
more mature.
sure than women of men sometimes.
Yeah, and because of what my upbringing was,
Yeah.
and the type of men that were in my life,
Okay.
and I knew he wasn't like that.
Okay.
He was fun, but responsibility and
Wasn't.
accountability, those things, no. So I did not want to marry
Okay.
because of that.
So I got married, same reason. Dad told me that, how I was living wasn't right. So, but I didn't want to either. But because of feeling sorry, I guess, because he said, we've been together this long, why not? So now I'm up to this subject of how you keep something going that wasn't. You said you had fun, so you can keep fun going because you was based off of a friendship. So what do you do today? Now brought it up to the day. What do you do to keep the relationship alive?
Everything. And what I mean by that, we have no children, no small children.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is grown. So we are back at that state that we left off. So if we want to get up 12 o'clock and go for a ride,
Mm-hmm.
we go on trips, anything, we shop together, we're always doing something to keep it going. I don't care how little it is,
Mm-hmm.
and we enjoy each other.
So that's important that you enjoy each other. When I was coming up, and you know my story of, I thought I just saw a lot of loveless marriages. I saw people who was just together because of, like, you made a mistake, so you just put up with it. I never wanted that. There should be some laughter in here. Should be something that you enjoy. Do anything you like about the person. That's how I felt when I was small. So when I got into a relationship, I felt like I was that person, because I didn't like you like that. You know how hard that is, trying to love someone in a different way of love? And that wasn't it. I tried to have fun. I tried to put I don't know how to explain this. I had to make up something because my love was the music, which we did little of together. We both was in groups. I'm just saying, sometimes people is together, but you're far apart.
Yeah.
And everything else. I didn't know he loved TV like that because, like I said, when I met him, we was on the run. So we did things. But when we settled down, he loved TV. If there was no TV in the house, I don't know what we would have did, because
So you wouldn't have had no conversation?
around the TV?
No, if the TV was off. Because, see, you can do without a TV because we didn't come up with one. So it's a treat. You can have it or no.
Mm-hmm.
So there was nothing to you, but someone that loves it. So how did you get him out the TV? Or you was mad?
Boy, she gonna put. No, I wasn't mad all the time. I think I'm a homebody too, but I I love doing different things. I'm not I'm not the one that's gonna go to the beach, and do that kind of stuff. But we do go for rides. We did travel. Uh, at that time, I love to go to the casino and stuff like that. Uh, we found things to do, but most of I was at home. But you can be in one room and I be in another room. One day he told me he just know I'm there. So I guess it different relationship fits for different people. It worked for us, but for somebody else, my girl said, "Well,
That worked for you?
yeah, because I found other things to do. I found it wasn't with him. So
But
I'm trying to
your
see
topic is how do you keep the
right. So that's why I'm asking, what do you do when you don't have compatibility, when you don't have nothing in common, and you're married and you not plan on getting divorced? What could you do to keep something alive or keep the life in it that you don't die? Because I died.
well, remember I said he didn't have a conversation.
Right.
But I learned to get in his world. And the things that interest him, I begin to take interest in.
I did. That's why I got into football. I got into
Yeah,
that. I
when you
was
was,
watching games with a helmet on. I got
so
into
I'm
got into his
saying,
world. So that's one thing we we have to learn. What I'm saying to people, you got to learn, like you say, get into their world,
right,
or he get
right,
into your world. Like
right,
we did cooking together. We some things, like if you wash the dishes, I dry, just to be in the
right,
kitchen
right.
together. It was
Any
as
little thing,
any little
any
things
small
to keep it
thing,
alive.
right,
You can do, but if you
right,
don't know that, you just angry all the time
yeah,
about what he don't do that you
yeah.
don't like. Well, sometimes you got to bend. That was a biggie for me. I had to bend. I sat there on Sundays.
And then one thing we've often talked about, you can't be in a marriage or relationship single minded.
Right. So
Get out of it.
was I single minded?
Yeah,
I was.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Don't do that, y'all. Don't do that.
yeah.
I'm telling you. That's why I say we have good and bad. I was married but single. But I think he was married and single too.
I'm saying,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
that's not right on
That's
no
not no
ends.
end. But it worked. That's what we said. No, they say it's a high rate in divorce in the Christian world is higher than the world.
Because we spiritualize everything. We're so heavenly minded that we're no earthly good.
Okay.
You got to.
So there is fun in being a Christian.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah.
Okay.
Yesterday we was in the backyard. I was planting grass, but I didn't know how much I enjoyed it because I used to in our young years. I haven't done gardening, but when I got it on myself, and myself is because of my condition.
Okay.
But you can.
So you found fun in
Oh
planting
man,
grass.
we had just the two of us.
Just the two. So I want to ask you something before we close. Now you're going to invite me to the barbecue and the cookout and everything. You would plant more grass?
I'm planting grass, but he got this stuff called bugger or something where you spray the grass first to kill the mosquitoes. But he got the torches too. He getting everything in just so you can come.
Just to let everybody know, I don't do grass. I don't do beach, because I don't know why I'm traumatized by bugs and stuff. But now she tell me she planted more grass, and then they'd be the first one to ask me to come over there. But you got the bugger and all that. They're gonna help me.
It's gonna help you.
Okay, but
so that's the thing. Is always
away. Yeah.
Away.
So keep your relationship alive by trying new things, getting out of yourself sometimes. It can't be your way and the highway. You got to share.
Yeah.
You got to, see what's in your world, see what's in his world, your work world. It can be all kinds of relationship. But if you're not willing to bend and just make it can work. You can find pleasure in even the stuff that I don't like. I found fun in watching bowling. I play softball, but to sit and watch a Phillies game for 5 or 6 hours, it's long. But I found the fun in it. That commercial,
But
we
how
do our
about
hot dogs
when
or
we used
whatever.
to do it's same things when we used to go to the circus?
Oh, Lord.
We didn't pay attention to the
No, you
circus.
didn't.
The main thing of
We
being
took-
at the
We
circus
took our food,
was eating.
eating,
Find something
and
to enjoy.
and
Yes.
restore your relationship.
I'm-
So it doesn't matter how you met or
Yep.
we really ain't in love. I hear all kinds of things, but you can find a common ground
If
to
you
have
work
some
at
fun.
it. If you
Work at
work
it.
at it.
Anything is
Yeah.
possible. So, Gail, the next time I talk to you on this subject, I want to know what else you're doing besides planting grass. Okay? I want to see what else. We get ready to go away on a vacation.
Yeah.
So I want to know what you got planned for me because you know, I'm the one that I don't do a lot, but I want to know that you think about me because your husband always do. He think of what Jackie would do. So I just want you to get on board. I did a lot of things with you against him when y'all wasn't together. So since you back together, I'm just joking. Find the fun in your relationship and go
And he
for it.
valued that today.
Okay.
Even though the support, it wasn't always fun.
Mhm.
It was like stealing his car and all
Man.
kind, but he still respect you and look out for you like none other.
And let me say this before we leave to someone. Regardless of what goes on in your family or your friends, their relationship, sometimes you got to be in the middle. I didn't like a lot of things. She didn't like a lot of things that were done to me. But to this day, every person that I had in my life, my family fought for them just as hard as they fight for me. In her life, me and her husband, friends, is just like we cool because I learned how to separate humanness. I told him we ain't doing this and that, but I can still love you.
Yeah.
And that's how you can put love into your relationship, regardless of what. Build it off of having fun and respecting each other. Respect goes a long
That's
way.
it. That's it.
So, Gil, we don't have a long time, so we're going to tell the people again to love God, love family, work hard, and be kind. Don't forget to subscribe and share and like. Put on your notification button. We here. Yeah.